Good morning. I'm State Senator Will Brownsberger, and it's an honor for me to participate in this solemn commemoration. My role in the commemoration this morning is to present two resolutions. First, a resolution to playwright Joyce Van Dyke. Let me read the resolution to you. This is a resolution of the Massachusetts General Court honoring Joyce Van Dyke for her contributions to commemorate the Armenian genocide. Whereas Joyce Van Dyke has contributed greatly to the cultural and artistic life of the Commonwealth through her deeply moving plays, and whereas Joyce Van Dyke's most recent play, Deported, a Dream Play, draws attention to the searing horror of the Armenian genocide and to the crushing burdens borne by survivors and the descendants of survivors. And whereas Deported tells the story of two Armenian genocide survivors, Joyce Van Dyke's grandmother and her best friend, the mother of Dr. H. Martin Duranian. And whereas another play by Joyce Van Dyke, A Girl's War, was inspired by her Armenian grandparents who survived the genocide. And whereas the work of Joyce Van Dyke shines light into the deepest corners of the human heart, and by doing so helps to heal the deepest wounds, therefore be it resolved that the Massachusetts General Court congratulates and offers deep gratitude and appreciation to Joyce Van Dyke for her cultural and artistic contributions to commemorate the Armenian genocide, and be it further resolved that a copy of these resolutions be forwarded by the Clerk of the House of Representatives to Joyce Van Dyke. And this resolution is signed by the Speaker of the House, by the Clerk of the House, by the President of the Senate, by the Clerk of the Senate. It's offered by Jonathan Hecht and myself, Representative Lawn, Representative Maselli, and Representative Frisolo. So it's a privilege and an honor for me to present this resolution to Joyce Van Dyke.
Thank you so much, Senator Brownsberger, and my thanks also to the entire State House Armenian Genocide Committee and the Planning Committee for awarding me this honor today. I'm very grateful to you and very touched. I also want to thank two people who made my play, Deported, possible. Dr. Martin Duranian, who's here today, whose mother, Varter, is one of the main characters of the play, and Kate Snodgrass, the artistic director of Boston Playwrights Theater and the producer of the play. All the world's a stage, Shakespeare said, including Beacon Hill. I said that. And it's a particular thrill for me to be able to walk out on this stage to accept this award today. How often does something like this happen to a playwright? I mean, to be recognized by your own government, to be recognized by the state of Massachusetts. It's really an extraordinary honor, and I'm thrilled. Thank you. But if I'm standing in a new zone right here, right now, that feels right, because this play carried me across so many new frontiers. For the first time in my life as a playwright working on this play, I felt what it was to be at one with my audience. For the first time, I was writing a play that wasn't just my story, but our story. A story that my audience needed to hear as much as I needed to tell it. And that was an amazing breakthrough for me, to be able to tell a communal story. This play really pushed me beyond my limits artistically and in every other way, including my adventures as a first-time fundraiser, raising money from many generous donors in the non-Armenian community as well as in the Armenian community to help support this production and make it possible. There were people who said to me, "No one wants to see a play about the genocide." But that turned out not to be true. We sold out most performances. And I'd like you to know that Deported broke the theater's box office records. This is a theater that's been in business for 30 years. Deported broke their box office records. Thank you. Thank you. Other people said to me, only Armenians are going to go see this play. That turned out to be wrong, too. A lot of Armenians did come to see the show, but I was at almost every performance, and my strong sense was that at least half the audience was non-Armenian. Well, why should politics and political movements care about art? What can the theater do when what we need, we all know, is recognition and justice? Here's what the theater can do. Theater broadcasts our story in a public forum at a uniquely emotional and personal level. It makes our story visceral. It makes it come alive. Theater finds a language to say what we can't put into words. Theater stirs our passions, our feelings, laughter, and feelings and laughter are contagious. They ripple through the audience. I don't need to tell you that. You know that. And grief is contagious, too. There's a moment in the play where the young interviewer who's been listening to the stories of these two main characters that they tell about being on the deportation and losing their children, there's a moment in the play where that young woman starts to cry. And when she started to cry, people in the audience started to cry too. I could hear them. Theater releases our story from the frame of history and makes it live now. Thank you so much for honoring that effort with this wonderful award. Thank you.